Again, to an exciting patch note show. 4.2 is here. King of the Kappa is the name of the patch, and we'll get right to that a little later on. But obviously, joining me is going to be Harry's Fishman and Harry's Ajax as well.
Hello there.
Pleasure as always,
Look how
gentlemen.
fancy this
Both
is.
members of the design team. We've got some
Look how
exciting
fancy
things
this
to look
is.
forward to here today.
Oh, yeah.
Some of my favorites.
And we should start off with exactly the skins, as always.
Oh
We'll
boy,
start
the
right at the top of the shop, and
skins.
the first one coming
Oh
your
boy.
way this patch will be Fafnir. Yes, Fafnir
Oh,
is
yeah.
getting a new, sexy-looking skin, and it's called the
Nice.
Dreadlord Fafnir as
Okay,
well.
I'm down.
Right in the back. That looks so cool.
Is it a bone dragon or something there?
I think
It
it's
is,
a
yeah.
bone dragon.
That's pretty cool.
It's kind of a dark, you know,
Bone, you're dragging.
necromancer theme here.
Now, I believe all these skins as well, boys and girls, they're all tier 3 this week, I believe, that we're going
Okay.
through, apart from Mastery
All tier
updated skins,
3.
correct?
Yeah, we have a bunch of new skins, all with full effects voice pack treatment.
All right.
I like the purple being like a sort of demonic sort of look to him with the skull on his chest too, and there he is in all his glory. Right about
yeah.
now as well. That shield that's made of a skull looks
What
fantastic.
do you
A
have?
lot of bone.
That
I'm down
glorified
for it.
Helmet at the top there, really giving highlights. It's cool.
Yeah, really nice highlights.
I love the shoulder pads.
Nah,
here,
I
too.
doubt they'll talk about
More
the
dragon
servers. I
skulls.
doubt it.
Yeah, it's a bit strange that like he turns
really
into a
their
dragon,
job.
but then has dragons on his armor too to signify that he's killed other dragons to actually, you know.
Yeah, I
Get
mean,
to
he's
this
just
form.
a dragony god, so
There
why
used to
wouldn't
be
he have
dragons.
more dragon themes?
The
Now
main
he
thing
killed
is
them.
the
Now there's
patch.
bone dragons.
The pouch on the back is always the key.
Of
Sure.
course. See, he's got full passive. That's why it's so glowy.
He's
If
always
he had
rich.
spent all his money, then it wouldn't be so much.
Well, Pompon, show us how he looks with the
It'd
abilities.
be hard to spend all
this
that money.
patch
He's
as
got
well, with his hammer first of all.
It's got a lot more dark.
He's got a lot of abilities thinking about it too.
Oh, yeah, you get to see the full suite.
He's got twice the abilities of a normal god.
And then we're going to throw that at Odin, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Good
Get
old
him.
Odin.
Get hammered. There's a lot more black, and there seems to be some kind of demonic.
Yeah, the
cool.
runes in the ground.
Yeah,
Too bad Fafnir sucks.
I love when we do those.
And then we've also got Coerce as well, which you can put on a teammate. There we go. You can see what a Coerce looks like. Little dancing man, as always.
different
has to
dancing
happen.
Fafnir, though.
Ah.
Look at that evil dance.
He's not dancing, he's stomping his foot at you in rage.
He's dancing.
All right, fine.
And next, my favorite ability to name, Underhanded Tactics. It's so easy to cast that one. I say that all the time. Hey guys, Fafnir's Underhanded Tactics is down.
I
Hey,
remember
man.
when you told me when we were working on Fafnir how great that name was.
Yeah,
and I
it's
was like, well, we'll
fantastic.
make sure the design team keeps it then.
As long as we're not talking about Whirlwind of Rage and Steel anymore, then
A beautiful name. Washing machine is what one of our Australian cousins called it once, and
Whirlwind
yeah,
of
he does so
Rage
quickly.
and- Yeah, that looks
here's the
cool.
ultimate.
Oh, yeah.
you really get to see the underwater
Devil, I didn't say. I
occulting
didn't
effects
say.
there, which our team just
I love
does a really
Fafnir,
great
Devil.
job
I
with.
think
It's kind of
Fafnir is
their wheelhouse.
amazing.
Dragon
He's just
Breath
not like
is awesome. I love
competitively
that
good.
blue color.
He competitively
That
sucks.
dragon is so sick.
Pawn, just use some of the abilities and then we can
Do something useful.
Yeah,
Paul.
you
Yo, that's
Pawn.
badass.
First, that's cool. Oh, look at that.
Holy.
Look at his face.
He's so
Oh,
proud.
Badass.
Damn.
Rawr.
We could just sit and watch.
That's a
We
scary
don't have to say,
dragon.
there's something we need to add to this. Like, I like the way his wings are all
Yo,
slowly
that's a
shredding away from
badass
himself. But he can still
dragon,
fly,
son.
to an extent.
The tail looks
Actually
so
makes
more
more sense.
sinister when it's just a skeletal column.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
And the auto attacks we already saw, but they're also, I believe, blue.
Nice.
It looks like they have a very blue, yeah.
What I think we got is
Nice.
waiting for it to expire so you can have more time to play around.
Now we'll see all the abilities. Yeah, that
Yeah.
looks awesome.
Yeah, guys.
You can literally see his soul leaving his body.
Over and over again.
I like that a
Soul at the
lot.
end of a soul. He's got soul,
It's a
but
good
he is a
skin.
soldier, that's for sure.
It's a good song.
Good
Yeah, next to it as
skin.
well.
Give me the next
Underhanded
skin.
Tactics 2.0, you ready?
Yeah.
Whee!
Dragon Leap.
To be fair, he has got, like, you know, his wings are a bit messed up, so I can understand him only leaping.
That
Instead of flying.
Makes
targeter,
sense.
he, like the little like monochrome silhouette there is actually very cool and kind of like
It is cool.
Geiger-esque, and that's very neat looking.
Yeah, I like that.
Now, as per usual, because it's a tier 3, it does come with a voice pack, so our good man Pompon hopefully has the voice pack installed and we can take a little
let's
listen
see.
in.
Bets are off.
You're worth preserving. Terrific.
That's right.
It's alright,
did
pretty
it.
good.
I am the darkest force there is.
This skin makes Fafnir competitive? I don't know about that.
For all eternity.
I don't know about that.
You think you're going to stop me? That really raises my spirits. People are just dying to get in.
I like it. It's got a lot of that same evil insanity that Fafnir has, but just a different flavor of it. He's like, he you know, in his lore, he lives out in the middle of nowhere, and he's just, I can imagine this guy doing the same thing. There's a big like ice castle of just a bunch of reanimated servants.
I want to see the new god, dude.
I'm the darkest force. There it is.
And there's some of his
Do the
voice lines
taunt,
as well.
Spawn.
Do some taunt.
Because I love that animation too. It's so badass.
You'd be a little more than my next meal.
I didn't realize that his voice pack was different in his
You're
ulti.
crunchy and good.
I didn't actually know that.
He's gonna eat
Which
some people.
god slew me?
Makes sense.
Trick question. I died of a natural cause. Not a second. My own necromancer. So now.
And there's a little look at Fafnir. Next on the list, though, we've got more still to come. We're going to have
What else we
the
got?
Heartbreaker of Heartbreakers, Nox. Also
yeah.
has a skin coming at us this patch as well. I guess it's very Valentine's themed, like we always do.
Yeah. It's not strictly Valentine's theme. It's,
Oh, is it not? I mean, it's Love Hearts, and I did see the Queen of Hearts card shown for this one before, but Love Hearts around Valentine's Day kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
It's close, yeah.
Yeah. The theme
And
is
there's a look at
Valentine's Day.
Obviously, the card art looks fantastic. As always.
Beautiful.
It's correct in all the right places, is what I want to say. For the most part, there.
I'm pretty sure the
The dress is
theme
amazing.
is how big can we get her boobs?
I like the swap from
to
like,
get people
she
to
looks
buy
really
this
hot. Oh,
skin.
dress.
The dress is
To
quite
be fair,
nice.
I just saw it.
I'm
This is the first time I've
pretty
seen any of these skins
sure.
this time, because normally I get a little look, but like the dress, the way it's actually put, it's fantastic.
That's
and if
the
Chuck was
theme
here, he
of
would let
this
you know that this
skin.
Nox dress actually does have a bit of technical constraints. It can be really difficult to work with. So the layering they got here worked out really well and looks awesome.
That's all
I
I'm
think I could pull
saying.
something like that
dude.
off. I might cosplay that.
Sure. Let's.
I've been hearing
let's
about
see if the next
Handyman
land.
cosplays.
I may have the
for
chest
so
for
long.
it if I keep working on it this year. I may get towards that chest area
If
here.
we get you the right bra, I could probably make it happen.
That'd be great. No bra needed. I don't think Nox has got a bra in here, let's be honest.
Well, whatever her shirt is made out of is helping that in some way. But I love these
It's support,
firing
it's
effects
support.
here. They
I
got
like
really nice
how
colors, and you
I
can
like
see
how they
the,
don't even like
the
stray
clubs and
away
hearts
from
and
it, dude.
spades in the
Like they don't even like try to talk about the skin. They're like,
even
oh
just in the
yeah,
traveling,
the
you can see
design and the
more
elegance.
subtly.
Yeah, but they're just like they're straight, just
Showing
like
your poker face.
titties.
First of all,
They didn't even pretend
little hearts
to
right
avoid
there
the
as well, just to
subject.
see
They're like, yeah, nah, this skin was made because of boobs. Literally. Like
and then the silence of silences. Following up with... Does that change colour random?
ridiculous,
Or is it
dude.
just all clumps.
It was the targeter, I
Ridiculous.
think. Oh, yeah, as it warms up,
Yeah,
it gets...
it's not random. It's not like our merc skins, but it does warm up over the course of the explosion.
Go inside the ally, yeah.
So
Oh, look
Yeah.
how pretty you are
Yeah,
now.
go
Sometimes
inside
all
the
love
allied.
hurts, you know? I mean, it shows that
First time I've heard that.
Yeah, we're about to see that with her ultimate.
we are. Let's see what it looks like with the ult as well.
Nice shot, Pawn. That looks awesome. I love the heart in it.
He's just been practicing too much on Joust, is what led to that.
Straight line shots.
Now, as it is a tier 3, it also comes with a voice pack as well. So,
Voice
pop
pack
out,
it
if you
is.
please.
Ooh, I am impressed. Brilliant.
It's okay.
Oh, everybody has to worship me.
It's good for what I'm trying to accomplish.
You must be the queen of cringe. You have no idea what I'm capable of. How do we get rid of lesser gods? Up with their heads! I love talking to myself. It's the only way I get a decent conversation around here.
Definitely went with the queen theme here.
Yeah, you can really feel it.
I like it.
In the voice pack as well.
Poor Odin's heart is broken now.
Yeah, I think his
It's
heart will be
sore,
fine.
that's for sure, at least. And that's a look at Nox. Next on the list, we're going to be doing a bit of, let's see, Swarm Sentry on Muzen
Oh, yeah, this one's amazing.
Now this skin, we've seen a little bit of it earlier on, but this is
I wanna
in its
play with
final
this skin
form
so
now.
bad.
And what fantastic card art that is as well.
This one's going to be part of the season ticket.
Oh, is it?
This is, I believe so, yeah. This is the earnable part of the season ticket that you don't need to buy the pass for.
Awesome. So just by playing the game, you can unlock this just by playing regularly.
Yep, and you have all year to do it.
Brilliant. Well, let's see what it looks like
This
in game
skin
then
is
as well,
sick,
because
dude.
it looks amazing. It
It's
reminds me
so
a little bit of
good.
like, I don't know how to say it. It's like mechanical, obviously, like futuristic
Yeah, I'm
vibe to
down.
it.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of sci-fi, kind of transformery. And if Pawn, let's see if he'll do it. The helmet actually is all animated too. It's kind of opened up right now, but
Okay.
it'll all close down.
What, the helmet closes and
Really?
opens?
Oh yeah, it looks really cool.
That's cool.
I'm not sure exactly what triggers it, but
I do like the wings.
Neither is Pawn.
yeah, I thought he did it in the idle, but maybe it's combat or once he starts moving, it'll. So that's it all opened, and it'll.
Don't go through him.
A little too close, Pawn.
There's nothing inside.
But like in the card art, you can see his face mask was a lot more solid, closed, almost like a knight's helmet or something, and it'll do that going forward.
Well, the best news is he's still
That's a
left-handed.
cool skin, though, dude. Those
For the most
wings
part.
are
He's one of the
badass.
only left-handed gods, right?
Yeah.
One of the few.
Is it more than one?
I don't know.
The majority are definitely right-handed.
I'm just trying to think if Tyr's left-handed now. I think he is.
Feels
he
good,
missing his
dude.
left?
He's missing the right or the left.
He's kind of constrained.
Feels
Well,
good.
yeah, right or the left. That's it.
Supposedly
It
they
doesn't
said
matter
too.
anymore.
They said you
Ooh,
get it for
those
free.
hives.
Yeah, the hives are a completely different model with this like kind of sentry.
Yo, those hives are badass.
I love the little. You can hear the noise of them in the background. Like you could with the bees nearby, but you can actually hear them.
You almost
like
expect
the hum.
The auto
almost
attacks are
expect the hive
cool.
to start shooting it out, and it looks very aggressive and turrety.
Oh!
That looks
Oh!
huge.
That's what normal swarms is. Big,
I know.
man.
I'm saying like you know, you see
lightning
a different
bolts
form.
in
Even
your
if it's the same
butt.
size, it does look bigger
That's
sometimes.
nasty.
Well, the borders are a little more defined with this too, so you get that feeling. But he's got a lot of blue particle energy
Jeez.
cannon feel here.
And there is the
Yeah, this
honey
skin
as
is
per usual. Not
really
honey
cool.
this time, more like electric goop is what I'd probably call
Plasma,
that.
perhaps.
Plasma is probably a better word than electric goop, but let's stay with
I mean,
electric goop.
Close
You're an
enough.
official nameologist.
I
from here on
I
out.
try so hard.
We should have just called it electric goop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks sick.
And there's the stinger
I
as
like
well,
it, man.
pinned in.
I like
but it looks
it.
like on the ground.
The old electro stinger.
The old classic stinger. Now this also comes with a voice pack as well, so we can have a listen to that after Pompon's done landing abilities.
Oh, whoa.
You did good. Unbelievable!
Okay.
Yes, I am the master. Sorry.
Definitely feels robotic, as it should. Feels robotic. I'm down. I'm
This
down.
will only sting a little. I am not bringing my A game. I am bringing my B game.
Oh god.
Oh, that's a good one.
I actually really like.
Sorry.
There are moments in his eye right there. You can see the hex pattern on his wings. It's very cool. It's
Oh, yeah,
like
when
very
it stands.
hivey, but also very technological.
I didn't notice as well the clap. I think when he said "I'm the greatest," he claps his top two hands as well together.
Yes, I am the master.
No, it's not that one. Whichever one it was, he claps his hands together, which looks really cool.
B game.
Do that
B
sometimes.
game.
But we went definitely with a kind of bounty hunter theme
Yep.
here, space. He's obviously out to get you.
Now, once again, this is available by just playing the game. You can unlock this throughout the season. So it's, in
Yeah.
all intents and purposes, a free skin.
There are a
pretty
few
much.
prices that are better than free, I find.
What, where they pay you?
Yeah, I
pay
guess
them
so.
to play?
I guess so.
To be fair, they get free gems every week, so, that
It's like we do.
kind of counts.
Get paid to play, as it were.
Well, that's not the only skin we got this week. We do have another on the list as well, which
Good marketing,
is
Endu. Good marketing.
Mini
Good
Metal Jingwei.
Oh yeah.
Mini Metal Jingwei.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
What happened
That's
to her? She was
actually
so
a good
cute and
skin.
nice, and now all of a sudden she hit her tweens, and the next minute she's not happy anymore.
Too bad she's
can't tell her what to
trash
do.
and nobody's
Sometimes
playing
you
her,
gotta throw the
but
devil horns, all right? Mom and Dad do not know anything.
that's pretty
about
funny, though.
I've got a sister that
That's a
did
pretty
exactly
funny
that. They're
skin,
about the same age,
honestly.
more than likely as well. So I know those.
Baby
feels.
metal,
least
dude.
it's
It
accurate.
actually is a baby metal
That
skin.
face.
It is.
She looks very happy.
It is. You're right.
I guess the recent nurse didn't make her happy. I guess she's
Well,
for the most part.
Yeah, seriously,
She'll be
dude.
all right.
She can say as
She
emo as
got-
she wants
she-
as long as
she
that
got
fatality
nerfed
affects
and then
things
she
away.
just
That's
was
my
like,
viewpoint on it.
I
Anyway,
can't
but
have
look at those wings.
fatalities
Those wings are big.
anymore.
Turned out really awesome too.
Very metal.
And that's one thing
At
about
least her
Jingwei we
weapon
seem to,
looked
get a lot of
frickin'
work into
badass,
is those
dude.
weapons, because we've had the Super Soaker before with Jingwei, and now, with this as well, it's supposed to be a guitar, I guess, of sorts?
No, it's just a fancier
It's
crossbow.
fancy a crossbow, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like, is it like you can strum it at the same time for effect?
We're putting a lot of thought into this, Hindu.
I sometimes do. I overthink things way too much sometimes. Having a look at the auto attacks as well.
It's not a
Nice
phase,
little
man.
red pew-pews.
Yeah, it's nice to get kind of a dark, different color theme for her. She's very bright and bubbly in all the other skins, so.
I'm just hoping a voice pack matches. That's what I'm hoping for here.
I was promised by Tina that it had lots of teen angst in it.
Oh, he's got Tina stuff in it?
Oh, yes.
This is going to be a good
Lots
voice pack
of
then.
teen angst.
are.
That's
We
the
say
dream,
that.
dude. That's the dream.
You never really know for sure.
You never know.
I mean, they're all good. It's just which flavor of good you prefer.
So there's the empowered bolts, explosive bolts I should say, of the two, and we've got agility as well, still to show.
Pow, pow, pows!
Nice.
The empowered agility as well. And of course, finally, we still need the airstrike.
Bye, losers!
It's got a little guitar riff kind of in the warm-up there.
Yep.
It's like, wow.
Now, obviously, it comes with a voice pack as well, so Pom Pom,
Oh,
for the final
goodness.
time of the voice packs today, take it away,
Hey, the
please.
final fight skin.
Get me out, get me out, get me out.
Credit's all mine. Rock on, dude!
Yeah, dude.
I'll make this quick. I don't even want to be here. If you die, it'll make me feel better. Your skills are sucky.
Oh.
You know what 0 times 0 is?
So bad.
Because that is how much I care. Joke's over, Purity. You can make me hot now.
Oh.
I thought my hormones were hardcore, but it's just you.
What?
Okay, Tina.
What?
It's
Oh,
like
man.
a mix of apathy and math jokes. That's
And-
definitely the sweet spot.
Well, there's definitely some teenage angst in there, too.
We
Yeah.
agreed to those voice
I
lines?
felt the angst.
We probably should have read them
Like,
over
was
a few
that
more
vetted?
times.
No!
It's been a busy couple.
It was extreme.
Oh, dude.
I gave it a
seems so.
good. I gave it a good once over.
It
My
seems so. So
goodness,
after
dude.
that more punk, rock,
That's some Tina shit
emo,
right there, dude.
angsty, hardcore version of
Angsty
Jingwei, we can
teen,
move on to the
dude.
Is that
mastery
a dance
skins.
emote pond that we're seeing right here?
I've got
An
emotes as well,
in-game
apologies.
Jingwei dance emote.
Yes, Jingwei now has a dance emote.
Yes, this will be available for any of her skins then, not just this one. And
What's the dance based off? We generally base them off something.
it's based off of her victory screen dance, which is
Great.
based off of something that Pawn knows more about than I do. K-pop or something.
I'm just gonna say for this one, it's based off of dance emo.
K-pop or something.
Close enough, right?
Anyway,
But
dude.
There's the
That's
new
some
dance anyway
stuff.
that's going to be coming with her, but we can move on to mastery skins next as well.
Mastery
Now in the mastery
skins.
skins, we're going to start things off with obviously one of the latest gods. With Morrigan is going to get her mastery skins available to her as well. And there's a little look at
Yeah.
the card art for that one as well.
Ooh.
Beautiful, babe, right on your screen. I do love
Nothing.
the artwork of the skin
There's
as well.
nothing
with the
for me,
tattoos.
man.
Looks great.
Something about those fingernails are freaking
And
me
that's a
out,
look at that.
man.
We should be able to show you in game as
Something
well.
about those
Obviously,
fingernails are
that's
throwing
the
me for a
level
loop.
1 version of it. Then there's the legendary as well, and obviously the diamond version.
Nothing like nice
on
bright
top
yellow
of that
fingernails.
when you hit the rank
That'll turn you
10.
on.
But she looks great in game.
The
Yes.
card mostly showing off the gold on the weapon, but in game you can see it on the belt and on the neck piece and on some of her hair pieces as well, getting that classic mastery feel.
We really tried to get some brighter
Give me the
colors on these
legendary
blues and
card.
golds too. You know, we've been getting that feedback a lot, so I think Morrigan looks really good like this.
And next up is the legendary version. Oh, I like that one.
Legendary is always so badass.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
legendary and diamond for me.
There
always the
we
two.
go.
I don't know why
See,
the black and
that's
gold
cooler.
color just works so well.
That
I'll
looks
even
much
get Diamond
better.
Gods and still pick Legendary all
Same.
the time though, because I prefer it.
Same.
Although legendary does always remind me of
Way
the,
better.
the black and gold.
Are you a fan?
I mean, I have family who went there.
The diamond effect. Let's have a look at this one. It's a little bit. Oh, it's
slightly
feathers on the
different.
shoulders as well. There's a little bit of a difference here than what we've seen usually. The feathers on the shoulders obviously aren't the
Alright.
natural blue
I-
and diamond we
I
used to,
did-
but it does fit the.
It looks terrible to me.
Diamonds
Alan.
are, of
I've
course,
never liked diamonds.
A girl's best friend?
Ever.
Yeah.
Wow, we're just making
You read my
some
mind,
references
yeah.
all the time here today. That's how it's going to be.
Never been a big fan.
So you get the brighter blue on the golden and a little bit more teal on the diamond.
Oh,
Those
and the
effects are great.
autos as well.
Oh, and the passive stim dotto.
Fancy.
I really like the contrast of the dark feathers with the lighter blue and the diamond. That looks good.
It works out well. Now, obviously, we've been updating mastery skins as well as time has gone on, and so the next one to be updated is Jubalonke has had some mastery
Hey.
skin updates as well of his
The
own,
Jubalonke.
and there you can have a little look at him on your screen right about now.
Grr,
Jubalonke
you
will
look
have
like
the
a
update as we've
jaguar.
seen before in the past as well,
Okay.
and this should put him in pretty good stead overall to continue what he's been doing. How's he doing in the season so far at the moment, AJ?
I mean, I think Jablanque is one thing is that people underestimate his ultimate very often. It's
Yeah,
really strong.
sure.
So I think he's been doing really well. He has always a tough early game. That's kind of always been his thing.
Doing
But
really
he has
well.
really, really big chances. for
He's
big
not doing
impacts as you
really
go-
well.
as you go on in
Ajax
the
is
game.
lying
We'll see
through
what
his
he can
teeth
do
right
in
now. He's
the
not
game
doing
right
really
now
well.
as well.
He's
And that
terrible.
leopard print looks amazing. I really like that leopard
Game was
print.
too early, game
It
focus.
is a
It's
really
looking
call.
good.
I'm actually concerned about how good the legendary version is going to look now because the blue one looks actually amazing. I love the shield as well.
The legendary is gonna look badass.
It looks like a real jaguar. He's looking like he's actually hiding inside it.
He hunches down so low. It can be tough to get those camera angles.
So
I like
there's a
the
little-
bolas too. Look good.
Look at the legendary after the golden as well. It's called golden. I've got to get that right one day.
Golden.
I always just call it tier 1. I always get confused.
Yeah.
That's not even close.
I know.
That describes a completely different type of skin.
It actually
Show
is
the
not
shield.
as nearly as cool as I thought it was
The
going to
feather
be.
plumage.
Oh, it's cooler
Plumage
from
for
the front.
days.
It's not as
The
cool
gold
as
with
I
the
thought it'd
Jaguar
be, though,
spots just stands out
actually.
really well.
It does. It works
I don't know.
very, very nicely. And then
I thought it would
finally,
look
the
cooler.
diamond version as well. Obviously, these will all be updated in-game in the latest patch when this patch goes live. And the diamond one, he's shiny.
He is very shiny.
He can hide
He just-
in the base and nobody
He just
will know
looks like
he's
a
there right
rock.
now.
He looks
Nice.
like a walking
yeah,
rock,
he's
dude.
covered up quite a bit.
His
so
cape literally just makes
Got
him
a lot
look
of
like a little
diamonds going on.
boulder.
He really is. That's crazy overall with the diamonds there.
I mean,
Oh,
I'm a
it's
diamond
ugly
Jablonke,
as
so I'm
heck,
looking forward to
man.
this.
Okay.
Pull this one
So
out. Although I do
ugly.
love his techno neon skin a lot too.
Now we mentioned Jablonke, obviously, like he's going to potentially be meta. We'll have to see how things work out with him, but he is going to be
Anyway.
available with this latest skin. Now all these skins as well, just to remind you, we're going to have
He's covered in aluminum foil. He is.
Are all tier
Oh
3
my
skins,
God.
and they will
They
all
did.
be available going
just
forward
covered
in the
him in
future.
aluminum
the
foil, dude.
latest
They're gonna
patch.
throw him in
But
the
that's
oven.
it for skins this week. Say goodbye to Jablonke because next on the list is myself and a good friend of mine. I like to call him a friend, but we're not really. We're just acquaintances. Pop on, how you doing?
Good. I mean, considering how you talk about me on the show and how I mess up all the time, it's.
And now you get to sit next to me and I get to do it to your face.
Oh no.
How's that
This
feel?
is pretty
Right.
bad.
This takes us back to the old school days, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going old school because I'm on paper today, as you can see.
Ooh,
we
on
don't have
paper.
time for anything like that, so we're
Yeah,
going
you
to...
printed out all the changes and it's like even colored.
I have to. You can see, even see the colours on here where it's like, no, remove this. This was a bad idea. Import this because it was a good idea. We'll start things off with miscellaneous first of all before we go
Alright.
to item balance.
Time for me to start drinking the
Updated
pre-workout,
lobby
I
description for
think.
Clash.
Yep, it was incorrect. It's now updated.
Cool. Players will now only see the team boosters menu on queues that allow for rewards to be earned. Cool.
Yeah, so like match the data doesn't give you worshippers, so now you can't actually like waste it there.
Okay, and then on top of that, finally, we also adjusted the size of Demonic Pact Anubis to allow for better visibility in his final form.
Yeah, this is something we did an iteration on before, but it
And
was
it
a
was
little bit too
bad.
much, and so now we've toned it back down just to help with visibility issues.
Okay, cool. Now, on top of the miscellaneous, we then have map changes to talk about, and the map changes this week are only to do, I believe, with Clash. The
Yes.
predominantly is all Clash here.
Yes.
So I'm going to run through these really quick. First of all, I guess we should mention about like
All the
XP
high-res
spooling
computers
and
are on
such, 'cause that's what a lot
fire,
of people
so
have been
they're using
speaking
paper
Yeah, and
this
so
week.
basically there's a lot of
We're
concern with the
reverting
Clash
because
map that
everything
kinda
just burnt
snowballed
to a
little too
crisp
quickly,
at the
people
studio.
hit max level too
We're not gonna
quickly.
tell you that, though.
And that came down to there was actually a really good post about this where it was the jungle camps felt too easy. They felt like they gave really powerful buffs, and also that the XP spooling was there. We hit 2 of the 3. We hit the jungle camp health as well as the jungle camp buff strength.
Okay.
To make sure
Changes.
that
Who
wasn't
cares?
affecting the game pace too badly. But we're going to hold on XP spooling because XP spooling overall we feel like is a good addition. It helps keep the game a little more even. The level 1, level 3 fights that you have where it's one team could wipe the other one, they get a massive lead and just end the game. This helps keep people a little bit more in. So we're just going to kind of watch it closely, see if we need to tone that down a little bit later, but that'll be in a future patch.
Cool. So, just to run through these then real quick. Apophis, is that how you say his name? Apophis?
Apophis.
As much as I care about class
Base health
changes,
increase from
y'all.
3,200 to 5,600.
0%.
On
I
top
know
of
other
that,
people
permanent
like
increase
Clash.
from
It's
130 to
people actually
145.
like it
Mono
now,
buff
so I don't know.
enhanced. Reduce CDR from 20% to 15%. Reduce MP5 from 75 to 50. On top of that, the damage buff increased respawn time from 90 seconds to 120 seconds. Shadow of Apophis reduce magical power gain from 70 to 50, and reduce physical power gain from 50 to 30. Available Apophis, the enhanced Apophis buff, has reduced magical gained from 100 to 70, and reduced physical power gained from 80 to 50. Not only that, the Phoenixes have increased physical power from 30 to 42 as well.
Yep.
So that's for all you Clash mains out there. Now there is a small change to Conquest, which is added channeling effects for the Titan when they are opening a portal in their base.
Yeah,
So you
you
can
hold
actually
out
see
like
the
their
portal.
hand and like they do like a little wavy thing.
Just
and
more of a
then-
flavor thing than anything
Yeah.
else, pretty much.
It
It's
is.
not going to impact the Titan or anything
Nope.
to do with Conquest. It's just the Titan will show you he's spawning a portal.
Yep.
Cool things. On to items then.
Alright.
Now the item section looks
Here
pretty
we go.
slim this week, Pom Pom.
Yeah,
Nothing
there
much?
was. We're still watching people, and this is kind of going to be with all the changes. We're still watching people play the game, learn things. Some people were really valuing early clear. We've seen some people shift away from that, and so we're still getting a feel for all the items. But there's a particular tree that has kind of overshadowed all of that and is
Here
clearly
it
strong,
comes.
and so we're toning it down.
Just one tree that's overshadowed everything.
I think everyone knows what that is.
Are you sure? Like I'm.
It's like pointy star throwy things. Shurikens.
The Shuriken tree is getting some adjustments to
There
it.
we
It's going
go.
to start off with the 8-point Shuriken. As you can see, this change is going to be a gold increasing cost. It's going to go from 1,500 to 1,700. On top of that, the Wind Demon. That's going to be changed as well with an increasing cost from
they're increasing
2,600
the
to
prices, but
2,800.
200
And not
gold
only that,
isn't a
we
big
also
deal, dude.
are hitting Poison Star as well. Not only in its cost, but also in its power that it
Ooh,
gives.
that's
It's gonna
a
go
big
down from
one.
30 to 20 in the power, and the cost is going
200
from
gold and
2,200 to
10 power.
2,400.
Yeah.
That's a
Do we
big
feel this is going to be
one.
enough, Pom Pom?
Well, this also, so a lot of people were talking about rushing crit, and making it more expensive kind of prohibits that a little bit more.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a little bit more of a trade-off when you go for these items. The tier 2 being more expensive also makes it harder to build into, and then Poison Star, which was a lot of people were rushing really quickly to get crit early.
They're still fine, though.
The power's reduced.
You just
on it,
gotta
so it's
go
less
Wind Demon
effective.
now before you
We're
go
gonna walk
Poison
this tree and
Star.
see how it goes, but we feel like this is a pretty good first step to address it, and then see how people play around with the change.
Okay, so
Still
only the
okay.
Shuriken tree getting touched so far in the latest
Still
patch.
okay,
Obviously,
though.
it's still early in the
The build will
season,
still be
so
fine.
things can still change in terms of itemization as of right now.
Yep.
Cool.
I think
On
we'll
to-
actually see it this weekend. We'll see a lot of pro players see what their strats are.
And
Honestly,
that's
I thought it could've been way
Renovations is
worse.
This weekend, if you've
I
not
thought they were
heard
gonna
about
take the
that,
attack
1
speed off
PM
of
on
it.
Saturday and Sunday. You can tune in EST time, obviously. Tune in,
Those are
watch
still
all the
fine.
renovations and see what the pros do in Season 4 for the first look at that. But we can move on to Gods now. Now, obviously, all these things won't change until this patch comes out, which will be the following week, more than likely. So
Yep.
just to give you an update there as well. Aphrodite, first on the list, and this is mainly an update.
They didn't change
description
Boombas, by
change
the
more than
way.
anything else.
They didn't
Yes,
touch Boombas.
this one is through
Boombas,
looking at it. It turns out that Aphrodite has
Boombas.
been giving 70% of her mana regeneration to her allies, not 30% as it said.
Okay.
And instead of bringing that down to 30 because it's a really big nerf, she's been in a solid spot. We just want to make it so that she has 70% mana share.
Cool. So it's just a
Whoa.
tooltip change to reflect the fact the tooltip was
Okay.
incorrect more than anything else. She's going to stay exactly the same overall there. Although
Alright.
it looks
So they
better
didn't
now
even
because you
change
thought
it.
you were giving them 30. You've been actually giving them
Yeah,
70 all along.
when you meditate.
Next on the list is Chiron.
Chiron.
Are they gonna buff him?
Yeah.
Who's he?
Because he's already
a
good.
He's,
He's
a horse
already
that kills
good.
people, and he's getting a buff.
What's the reason for the buffs, first of all?
So he's struggling overall with all the other ability hunters.
Chiron's
when you kind of look
fine.
at what his kit brings, he has a
He
lot of
does
utility,
fine,
but he
Nick.
doesn't have a lot of raw strength to back that up.
Okay.
And for a hunter, when you're trying to fill that role, you want someone who can bring a little bit more late game or early game punch. And so Chiron's getting a little bit of a change to make one of his Giddy Up a little bit more of a steroid.
Yep.
As well as the Centaurus is going to be a lot more impactful.
Well, here we go. Giddy Up, first of all, is going to have a physical power buff added to this ability when you use it. It's going to be scaled from 10 to 50 for the duration of the charge. So when you're actually firing those autos off, you're going to get increased power. And I guess at the same time, that's also going to give you more damage on that ability if you connect with it.
Yeah, if you connect with it, also if you're building a crit build, 50 additional power towards a crit build is pretty good. So.
Yeah. In the later stages for sure, that's definitely. And then on top of that, Centaurus as well, you can see the item changes. Sorry, the damage changes there on your
30.
screen. Increased damage from 100 to
At all
280 is now going to be
ranks.
130 to 310.
Yeah,
so
buddy.
just reading through this real quick, it's around 20 to 30 changes.
Yeah,
down.
buddy.
Yes, but that can hit 3 times.
Oh,
so that's
true.
up to a 90
yes.
damage change.
That's
and
true.
so this is to help him. Yeah, this is to help
Nice.
him. When you're looking at kind of the other similar ability hunters,
Oh,
his damage was
yeah.
pretty low. And also when it's
I'm
relying
ready,
on trying to
dude.
secure a kill to get the revive effect, it just wasn't happening consistently enough.
Boom,
and so we're
bada,
bringing it up a
boom,
little bit so
boom,
that
boom.
you have those little
Give me
those
some
high power
Chiron,
things that
baby.
happen,
You
as
know
well as his damage
Ataraxia
when
somewhere
going
right
to
now
big
was
fighters
like,
using those ultimates a little bit more comparable.
Well, we'll see if that's
He's
enough to bring
partying,
Chiron
dude.
into form. I'm
Ataraxia
talking about
loves
bringing someone
Chiron.
back into form.
Love
Kronos
Yes.
is the next one on the list. Are we
No,
nerfing
he
him again?
doesn't need it.
No.
We're not?
We're buffing him.
We're buffing him.
No,
Well, let's
he
go through the
doesn't
buffs
need it.
first of all. You can explain why
Okay.
we're doing all these things, I guess,
Well,
afterwards. Wheel of
see
Time
what
is going to be the
happens.
first thing to be changed. The passive. The passive is now going to have, in the third section, the buff will go from magical power from 20% to 25% to a 5% increase
wow.
there. And not only that, the power section of Section 4, which is for the basic attack power, that's going to be adjusted from 35% to 45%.
Pretty
Not
good.
only that, we're going to have Accelerate
Whoa!
with the increased movement speed from 20% as well as additional scaling throughout. It's going to be 25% instead base, and that's going to scale up to 20% max still, but it's going to start at 12, so it's a 13%, I believe. Increase, is it? Or is it 37?
It's, if you were to do the math,
13%
24 to 25
increase
and
at level
37,
1,
so
dude.
yeah,
I was
13.
37. I was like 13. I
And
had
the
numbers,
damage
I just-
on stop
was wrong.
time?
So it's a 30% increase at base. on
Oh,
the
sure,
base
buff
level.
everything
And not
because
only
people
that,
don't
we can
have their
also see, we can further
fatalities
down, you can see on the
buff.
screen there, stop time. That's going to
Come
get
on,
an additional
man.
power source as well of an additional 10 power each of the
Seriously?
ranks, which will take it from 30 to 110 to now 40 at 120. A lot of changes here, Pom.
Yeah, there were a lot of
Guess I'm
changes.
a Kronos
When we
main.
removed the Fatalis effect from him, it hit him probably more than any of the other ones that we
Oh,
removed it
shut
from.
up, Pop.
And we saw a lot of
He's
players
fine.
have a really negative feels also when they were playing him, right? Like, when you popped Accelerate, you didn't feel like you
He's
really
so
got
fine.
moving. And so with all these changes, we wanted to,
You
one,
just
bring his
built
viability up a little
Fatalis on
bit
him?
because he was struggling in the damage compartment, as also make it so that if you choose to build Mage, you're rewarded for going Mage. But if you do choose to opt into the Fatalis effect to get the ult effect back,
Right.
you have additional scaling to help you so that you don't feel like you're weaker because of it.
Okay, so there's a little look at Chiron, and then we'll jump straight.
Kronos.
Chiron, Kronos, Chiron.
Oh,
Who cares?
Zeno, you're playing Kronos every
I've played for
game.
a while, so I forget the name.
Sorry, bud.
Nike's something that's
You
been
don't get
played
a
a lot
choice.
just lately.
Yeah,
Nerf
she's
her.
been doing really good.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
not
nerf
anymore.
her.
She's doing
Nike's
really good.
Getting some nerfs this patch once again. We're going to be looking at to victory. The passive once more. The movement speed bonus that you get went from 3 to 7%. Is now going to be 2 to 6%. As well as the decreased bonus power from this, it went from 6 to 10%. Is now going to be 4 to 8% overall there. And not only that, we're also
job.
going to increase the rend cooldown
Cool.
from 12 seconds
Cool,
to
cool, cool.
14 seconds. So hitting two different things here.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I think the big thing is
There
to
we go.
victory
She's
as a
not
passive
OP
gives a
anymore.
lot to your
Perfect.
team, especially
She's
in
not
the late
OP
game.
anymore.
Just having that passive power, having that passive movement speed, even if you didn't necessarily feel it, it makes a big impact on the game. And so
Will
we're just
still
turning
be
it down a little
annoying,
bit so it's
but
not the defining thing.
still
that
be in a
causes
good
you to be
spot
really
now.
late game. We also took a look at her early game and kind of her boxing power. And against characters that couldn't interrupt Rend, she was doing a lot of damage and it was really hard to fight her. So we're just making it happen less often so there's bigger windows of opportunity to actually get damage in on her.
Okay, well, that's a little look at Nike, and next on the list is going to
Did
be
you just call her
Scardy.
Nike?
Yes, Scardy's going to get a little bit of love
weird
this
name
patch.
for her.
Basically, we're going to be doing what we tried to do last patch. Is that what I get?
Yeah,
Is
it
that
was
correct?
it was on the to-do list off PTS, but we ran into some issues, and then so I think some people saw that there was an issue that was also in live that occurred that was kind of related to it. But now we got it into this patch; it's working properly, and so
Okay.
we're good to go.
Awesome. So Permafrost, Scardy will now retain her speed buff for 3 seconds after leaving Permafrost. So it's an extra viable opportunity to escape using this ability.
Yeah, she's a character
Well,
that has the
that
ability
definitely
to
helps
block
her
out attacks,
escape.
to kite effectively,
Very-
send people flying
very
in the direction.
related
She has
to that
slow, she has a root.
infinite movement
and then
speed
the
Scotty
additional movement
bug
speed on
that
top
there
of that
just
is going
was.
to completely give her a little bit like another tool in her toolbox to keep that distance.
So it's only
'Cause
going to be
she's-
3 seconds
Yes.
it's going to last for.
She has 3 seconds. She could walk on it again and also get the effect again. And
Cool.
the big thing there, she just has another tool in her toolbox.
Okay, Scardy's going to small buff this patch. Next up on the list is Sylvanas. What's the aim of Sylvanas?
Nerf him.
This one is
Nerf
to address
him.
some concerns we saw with some of the early season 4 feedback.
Okay.
We've seen that Sylvanas overall has been doing really well. He's been like very valued, and that's actually something that through season 3 we only got there towards the
season
end.
3, yeah.
But with early lane clear and early lane pressure is one of the biggest concerns right now, and so we still want to watch how that plays out, and we still want to see how season 4 shapes up and see if early lane clear is really that valuable.
Okay.
But Sylvanas was kind of the outlier of that. His auto attacks were giving a little bit too much early, and so we're toning that down a little bit.
So the auto attacks now, the decreased base magical power on Sylvanas' auto attacks. It was 38. It's going to come down to 35
Nerf is damage.
overall there, and that's going to be the first touch. We're going to be looking again if it needs it.
I think we're just going to be looking overall and seeing how players
that's
still
all they
develop the
did?
season 2 or
Right.
season 4 meta of Conquest and see what is really valued. Right now, it seems to be
3
really
damage?
clear. We want to see that a little bit played out more before we make any further changes like that.
Okay. Next on the list. That was Sylvanas. I guess we move on to T. Tyr.
I guess
getting
he's
some
fine.
adjustments. So
He is.
we'll talk about the
Not
we'll
the
see what
auto
just the first
attack
of all, let's
damage.
Exactly what this means in terms of Tyr players
I
out
didn't
there.
do anything.
So it's to do with
That
his
was the
power
dumbest
cleave
thing
and
I've ever
defensive stance for you guys to know. It's to do with the heal. The heal will no longer heal twice on the first target hit.
Okay.
So it decreased max healing from 100/180.
Yeah.
So explain what this means to the viewers at home
Interesting.
who don't understand that.
So the way the heal worked before was if you hit a target, it would heal you
Nice.
twice for that first target. If
Yeah.
you hit like 3 targets, it would heal you 4 times, twice for the first target hit, and then twice after.
That's
that.
actually going to nerf his 1v1 potential
And that
a
was
ton.
when he was struggling in a lot of cases. He just didn't have the potential to sustain in lane. He didn't have a really good 1v1. And that was something we brought up to him a while back.
That's right.
And now that he has the additional level 1 power, the additional level 1 clear that he has, we just feel that this is giving him too many tools in the lane. He's getting too sustainy. You can't really fight back against him. If he heals up to full. And it doesn't matter if you're 1v1ing him or if you were wave clearing against him, he just heals. So we're just making it so the damage is a little bit more meaningful when we actually trade with him in the lane.
So it seems realistically like he's got to be a lot more careful about 1v1 fights more than anything
Yeah.
else because he's not going to get the same amount of sustain he would normally in a 1v1.
Exactly.
But in
And
wave, he should still have decent clear.
Well, he'll still have decent clear, he'll still have decent heal, but the heal in the wave will also still be weaker.
Yeah.
So in 1v1 it's significantly weaker. In like a 3 minion scenario, it'll be a little bit weaker.
And the final god that's going to get balanced in 4.2 next on the list is Jing 10. Now, I'm going to have to read through these because what exactly is going on with Jing 10 here? Just so I know, because I'm reading this and it's like, ooh,
it's
crazy.
essentially there were a lot of issues that were happening at certain ranks. Like rank 5 in ability had something that was dealing a little bit too much. Rank 3 of something was dealing a little bit too less. And so we've just gone through and fixed a whole bunch of these. I think the big thing to note from here is that these changes overall, they're bug fixes, but they are going to hurt his performance a little bit. And so we just want to keep an eye on him, make sure that the fixes that make him more consistent, see how he plays after that, and then if he needs any further adjustments because he did
nerfing him, dude.
Gotcha.
we make those in the future.
So these bug fixes are actually going to potentially nerf him a little bit, but we're going to keep an eye on him.
Yes.
Okay, so for you guys at home, Jing 10, Furious Roar, first of all, fixed an issue where rank 5 was dealing 4% of the target's maximum health per tick instead of the listed 3%. On top of that, Sky Cutting Axe fixed an issue where rank 2 of this ability was dealing 80 damage instead of the listed 85 damage. That's a buff. That's a 5 buff there, Pomp, on it's not nerfs. Fixed an issue where this ability could provide more protection than intended. That's enough. Fixed a description error in the buff bar tooltip, and then Whirlwind of Rage and Steel fixed an issue where rank 3 of this ability would grab targets longer than intended.
Yep. There you go. We have fixed those.
You announce that now, everyone's going to be playing Jing 10 and not maxing out that Whirlwind of Rage and Steel. You're going to get rank 3 and just leave it at rank 3.
The amount of difference between them is definitely not worth it to not get the extra damage.
Terrible.
Definitely.
Terrible.
You heard it here first,
That's
folks. Don't level your ulti past 3 on
changes
Jing
in this
10.
patch. Now there is going to be a new god, and the new god is going to be on its way
a turtle.
in a second now.
He's a
AJ is
turtle.
obviously here bit with me, and Fishman is on his way as well to discuss all about the latest god that will be joining the battleground of the gods, and his name is, let me get this right, it's KUZENBO or is it Kappa? Wait a second, Fishman's mic isn't activated just yet because we didn't turn it on, but it'll be fine. Is it KUZENBO or is it Kappa?
King of the Kappa.
My mic's working fine.
Okay, my
Kappa.
bad. Kappa. Hey,
it's KUZENBO.
See what you did there, you little memer.
1 second in,
look
1
at
second in,
you.
and we got Kappa jokes.
So,
I love it.
KUZENBO, or King of the Kappa, King Kappa?
Sure.
What is he?
So, first, before we get into... I just got shorter. Before we get into KUZENBO's lore, I want to get into a little bit of high-res lore. When we picked the Japanese Pantheon, one of the things we liked about them is they have some very cool mythological creatures, and we wanted to vary it up a little bit more between just male, female, get some creatures in there. And we've seen some of that. But what we haven't seen really is that in the Japanese Pantheon. And one of the things that both we were interested in doing, we were looking at like the Kappa, we were looking at Tanuki, we were looking at a number of different mythological creatures, and we had some community response saying, hey, can we see a Kappa? But as high-res, we can't do a creature unless we have a named version of that.
Gotcha.
So what we tracked down is, although he is a little bit of obscure, Kappas are relatively widely known, and KUZENBO is the King Kappa.
Let's have a look at this KUZENBO King Kappa. Now, he's obviously Japanese. You said Fishman there as well, but AJ, confirm for me, what role is this going to be?
Guardian.
He's a guardian.
The
King
final
Kappa.
class of the Japanese Pantheon now has one of everything.
He looks like he's
Kappa,
a
Kappa,
guardian,
Kappa,
right?
Kappa,
Yeah, of course. You can play Big Team Japan now.
Now, do you control all 4 of these things on the screen at the same time?
You do not.
Oh,
You do not.
I just wanted to throw that out there for a second because I don't know that much about this god, so it's more exciting. But
They will come into play.
is he a turtle? Is he a terrapin? What is he?
So Kappas are actually a creature that was based in Japanese mythology probably off of drowning victims, but it was described to be either maybe, so we have the idea that maybe drunken pirates saw a manatee and thought that was a mermaid.
Okay.
Well, similarly, we have like some weird descriptions leading to this Kappa, which was probably either based on a otter or on a salamander.
Okay.
But it does have a shell. It gives him a turtle-like appearance. Also, the same creature that the Koopas in Mario are based off of is the Kappa. And KUZENBO, his name means 9,000 Beast. He is the guy who leads them over from China across the sea to Japan and brings them over there.
Yeah, what a badass,
starts making
dude.
some
What an
kind of
actual
impish
badass.
little creatures, much like your average Twitch chat member.
Kappa?
Yeah, Kappa.
Kappa.
So,
This
so we
guy's
get a little bit of that
amazing.
in his feels as well.
Crown and everything.
He has a crown.
He's beautiful.
He's also got a bowl on the top of his head there
He's got a bowl on the top of his head.
that maybe AJ can tell us about pretty soon.
AJ, tell me about what this bowl is.
So this is a key part of their lore, and we really wanted to translate that into the kit.
I like his
early on in our
passive.
research, we're like, this is an awesome, distinct physical feature of them, and it makes sense with how they work as a myth.
Yeah.
So the Kappas have a water bowl in the top of their heads, and this is where they draw their power from. And in Japanese mythology, actually, the way to defeat a Kappa was to bow to it, and out of respect, the Kappa would bow back and then accidentally empty his own bowl of water and then lose his power, and then he couldn't drag you into the water and drown you.
Right.
Which they would do on occasion when they were feeling especially mischievous. So KUZENBO's passive is his water bowl, which is gonna fill up as he takes damage.
Okay.
So for every 2% of his health, he's going to gain true mitigations, 1% true mitigations, and this is going to stack up to 10 times. So as you're in combat taking a bunch of damage, you can see there the stacks are building, and even the water ball in his head starts filling up a little bit visually.
You can see it on the wall of your own character as well of actually that water ball. So it's very similar to like Fafnir with the pouch at the back. It kind of gives that sort of same style.
So as Fafnir gains protections for earning money, KUZENBO gains true mitigations for taking damage. And then, so, you know, just to keep the theme rolling here with this ability, keeping an open bowl of water on his head.
I was going to say, yeah, how do you get rid of that?
So he loses it over time just because he can time out. But also, if he gets hit by a crowd control ability that is a displacement effect, so a knock up, knockback, stun, or I'm sorry, not stun, knock up, knockback, grab, pull, those type of effects.
Or banish as well, I believe.
Yes, is that correct, Fish?
That's right.
Okay, yeah, so these ones that, you know, lift him up and throw him around, that will cut his passive stacks in half.
Okay, so he loses his water bowl if that happens.
Yeah, if you bounce him around, he spills his water bowl and he loses some of his natural defenses.
Cool. So it's just going to be a stacking passive over time, and then as he takes damage rather, and then he can get removed by enough effects like this. Goodbye, water.
We lost half the... And he took so much damage that he filled back up again right there because he ate a fire giant hit. But
he ate plenty there as well.
Stacking CC on him can definitely get him to lose those mitigations.
Now, that's just the first... Obviously, that's just a passive, and we still got other
things
to
to talk
talk
about. It
makes
sense with the lore, too.
Move on to
Get
the very
knocked
first
up, you
ability.
lose water out of your head.
He's got
Kinda cool.
base of
It's
all
kinda cool.
attacks as well, right? Because I've not seen his... I just saw his aura.
I appreciate the lore interaction
what
there.
Is this? Oh, sorry. This is called the Nene Kappa.
That's right. This is called the coolest ability in this kit, maybe in the entire game.
Oh!
So the first thing you're seeing there is the bounce targeter that we have on Hoyi's Ricochet. When we fire this, you're going to see that the turtle shell is actually going to travel out and bounce off that path. When it's done, however, it's going to spawn the Nene Kappa.
Look at him!
So in his lore, and when we get the lore video, and when you see his lore in the character screen, it's going to talk about how he's only ever been defeated twice, and one of them was by this Japanese general. The other time was by this cute little Nene Kappa.
Okay.
So he's brought his little ally out to the battlefield, and when he's in lane, when he needs to clear, when he's in the jungle, when he's attacking his enemies, he's going to fire his Nene Kappa. It's going to pass through minions and jungle camps doing damage, like a ricochet projectile.
Okay.
Oh my god, it goes back in its shell.
It's going to stop, spawn the little ally, and he's going to help fight with you.
Well, because Papa's not very good at Kappa control.
I think he was showing us how if it reaches the end, it will also spawn.
So once it gets the end of its spawn, even if it doesn't hit a wall, it'll just spawn like
That's
that. Just
cool,
right
dude.
And you're going to get good damage off as well. Now, does it do anything else? Just deal damage? Is that all it's going to do?
Just deals damage.
And if it goes through a minion wave, can we see that? So you can double tap it through them to do more damage, is that correct?
That's right, that's right. Now each hit is going to do the same amount of damage, but you can hit up to 3 times.
Okay.
And then he will come out and tank and do a little damage for you.
That's kind of cool.
Love it!
When you say he tanks,
Love it!
Can he body block shots or anything like that? Or is he just...
Yeah, he's just like a Broodling or a Clay Soldier or a Bastet Cat.
Love it!
Awesome. That's kind of cool. I actually like that idea. So it's like basically a turtle that comes to fight for you.
Well, not
It's
technically
not a turtle.
It's the Nene
It's a
Kappa.
Kappa. It's a Kappa.
Yeah.
It's a Nene Kappa.
Specifically the Nene.
And I just have a sneaking suspicion that Twitch is spamming the Kappa icons in chat. If not, now is your chance.
I just know I'm going to be sitting on broadcast all the time, watch him whip, watch him throw the Nene, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
Watch him
And his
throw
victory
the
screen will definitely
Nene.
help you with that.
Oh, well,
yes.
hopefully we get a little look at that later on. Well,
if Pawn can win.
that's only the first ability of this Guardian. Obviously, next on the list is going to be his second ability, and I'm pretty sure by its name here, AJ, it gives us a good indication of what's about to happen. It's called Shell Spikes.
That is correct. So he activates Shell Spikes and he gets damage reflect. We were looking for a lot of, looking at our Guardians in a lot of ways they protect themselves, and we wanted one that was specifically aggressive. KUZENBO is positioned as a little bit more of an aggressive Guardian. He wants to really get in the mix of things, deal some damage, and start displacing people, as we'll see when we get to his other abilities. So Shell Spikes
Depending
really
on how much it
complemented
reflects,
that kit design really well.
If you
and
combine
what this
that with
does
like a
is
hide
while
or
it's active,
something,
it'll
that could
reflect
be
damage
real
back to
annoying.
targets that hit KUZENBO.
Okay.
And this will rank up in the amount of damage it reflects as you rank up the ability. It also has a secondary effect, though, which is really cool, which is it actually shortens the cooldown of his one
Or his Nene Kappa.
by the more hits he takes while he's in Shell Spikes.
Interesting.
So Nene Kappa can come up really, really
Oh,
quickly.
wow.
Twice in a row.
The minions get
If
distracted.
you, the Kappa just he goes for whatever's
That
closest.
really
so
reduces the
Kappa
cooldown.
went for the jungle camp.
Obviously, he wasn't doing it there because the shell was
You
down
can
there.
see he just lost like lots of time off of his one. You know, that'll bankrupt your mana pretty quick if you're not careful, but it allows you to chain Kappas into each other.
So just to explain that, if he actually pops that ability when he's been dotted by someone like Anubis, for example, would that actually just like allow it to proc the Nene Kappa even quicker? Every dot to count?
Yes, it will. Every instance of damage triggers that cooldown reduction.
Interesting.
The other cool thing that you'll see here is like some of our similar abilities, like a Nemesis Shield or like a Thorns. He's going to have this glowing effects on him to show that he's you know, going to reflect damage. But he also, if you look at his mesh, the spikes on his shell actually grow out to more than twice their size.
Oh yeah.
While this is active, so very cool stuff from our art team on this.
It's really cool, and you can also see it really clearly as well, which is the best thing.
And it'll have the effects connecting to the targets too, so kind of like we added with Thorns and Nemesis later in the game to make it really clear you're getting damage reflected. You'll see that visually with KUZENBO as well.
Now, next up on KUZENBO is his third ability, and sorry, not AJ Fishman. This is called Sumo Slam.
That's exactly right.
Does he slam people?
He does, and Kappa actually, mythologically speaking, they are very good at sumo with their water strength. So here he's going to do what sumos do, which is try to push you out of the ring. So if he hits somebody bad, he's going to take them with them. It's shorter than.
I love that ability already.
Steerable. I can turn left with you or turn right with you. If it passes through minions, it's just going to do damage. But the first time you hit an enemy god, you're going to grab them. You're going to take them with you. And each time you pass through a further enemy, or if you hit a wall, they're going to take damage for you slamming them through or into something.
That's awesome, dude.
Right, so you push the initial target still, but he'll go through his teammates, deal damage to the teammate as well.
That's a good ability, dude.
And then put him into a wall.
That's right,
if need be. And that wall will deal damage as well.
And even if you are in front of an entire stacked up minion wave, you're not going to be able to damage your enemy target that you're pushing here more than 3 times, which is still quite a bit.
Okay, cool. But I mean, 3 times if you go through 3 members of a team is a huge amount, or even through the wave. So standing in the wave against him isn't necessarily a viable idea.
Yeah, so the interesting thing is the Nene Kappa kind of wants you to, as an enemy, stand in front of the wave so you block it and it doesn't help you clear.
Yep.
But then this
He's
push
just
is going to
dragging up our Odinvine to the tower,
pushing them
dude.
through the wave and doing extra damage to them
Where's
for
he
trying to
going?
counter you like that.
Gotcha. Okay, so he's got basically two things that can help him with wave clear to an extent here.
Sure.
For the most part. And that's his third ability, which I'm excited to see people mess around with that. You can't
to push him all the way.
You can
into
run
the
around in
Phoenix.
different directions, you said as well. Like
That's right.
You can just turn.
It is a steerable dash. It's not a particularly long. Yeah, that's right.
Right.
So you're
But
not going to be
shorter.
able to grab people and turn around complete 180, but you can push them at a softer curve.
That's right.
Well, so we've got a sumo slam.
That's
We've got
funny.
a turtle that spawns out. Sorry, Kappa that
This
spawns
is a
out.
hilarious kid, dude.
And then he's got Spike Shell. Well, the ultimate is the last thing to really show you here, and it's called Watery Grave. So AJ, you might as well talk us through this one.
Yeah, so in the ultimate, he's gonna he's gonna pull into his shell, and he's gonna spin around and do this big watery effect all around him. So what this does is he gets CC immunity during it.
Right.
He gets true omnidirectional movement in all directions, because that feels, that makes sense with the spinning shell, right? He gets full control in all directions, so no reduction.
Okay.
He also gets a movement speed increase. And then this water is going to deal damage and push people back. So it does the most damage right on activation, and then
Oh, that's
afterwards
annoying
does half
as
damage.
Oh, so you could just
shit.
juggle them away from the fight if you wanted to.
Yeah, so this
Oh,
was
man, that's
design goal of this ability
annoying.
was to be a really, really strong peel.
Oh,
So essentially, I'm
wow.
going to stand on my hunter and use this. No melees are getting to my hunter.
Unless you got Stone of
Because you're
Gaia.
going to push everybody.
Unless you got Stone of Gaia and you got the proc.
It'll
You got 1 second of
It'll proc you
immunity.
1 second, but then this lasts longer than 1 second. This lasts almost 3 seconds. So you'll get hit eventually.
And then Papa's actually showing what you can do as a combination there, where you can actually go straight into sumo charge straight afterwards, and then take him on a wild ride elsewhere as well.
So KUZENBO
Yeah,
is
that's gonna
terrifying
just
with
be
blink, because he can blink,
incredibly
turn,
annoying.
push you, ult you, and
put you right where he
has
wants you.
And as a sumo god, and we really wanted to go with a displacement theme, so he has a really heavy displacement. I mean, there's very few gods that have 2.
So are we expecting, when we talk about supports, generally we don't necessarily put them into a certain role to an extent in terms of the support, but you have aggressive supports that are looking to playing the front line for the most part. We've got
This guy could totally be a jungler, dude.
And then you've got the ones in between. Where do we think KUZENBO is going to fall?
He could even be a solo laner,
so
dude.
the Nene Kappa gives him a little
might
bit
work
of poke
as a solo laner
from
with his
the back
one,
line,
being
but
able to
in
clear.
general, his kit is designed to be in the thick of things. If he's in there and you have enemy melees, he can use his sumo slam. He can also reduce the cooldown on his Nene Kappa by using his shell spikes. And then, of course, his Watery Grave is relatively close range. It's centered on him. So all that's going to make him strongest when you're up close and personal with the enemy, being aggressive.
Yeah, as a base look at him, I can really see like you're gonna want to try and do a mix of both almost in certain team fights. He's just very, which is one of the better supports to be if you can be, to have the flexibility to play defense or offense if required.
I think he really wants to go for the big picks, and when he has that chance, he goes for it. And when he doesn't, he'll be in the back peeling a little bit more because he has
support
obviously
jungle
two very
solo
strong
lane
players
all
for
look
peeling.
like
I would just lock onto the enemy
potential
and
lanes
just
for
push him
this
away
big
from the
ass
fight
turtle.
completely.
One of my favorite things in playtesting has been playing KUZENBO, and we'll be on like a Gold Fury or Fire Giant, and the first enemy will show up to steal, and I'll just disengage from the Fire Giant and just push this enemy, just carry them away from the team fight, and we can secure the jungle camp. It gets people so far away.
You have some real pale potential too. If you have the presence of mind to save that sumo slam and your hunter gets low, then you can use that to completely push him away as he's running back to base, which is also useful.
Some Guardians we have in the game as well that do have the ability to either solo lane or jungle as well. Where are we expecting KUZENBO to fall into that? So is he going to be available for that, do you reckon, or is he going to be more support oriented?
We had some mixed results in the solo lane, but I actually think there's some interesting potential with his one in the jungle for getting that triple hit and then having the little persistent pet to both take damage for you and apply a little bit of his own. We had his kit change a little bit over the course of development. The first time he was tried in the jungle, he struggled a little bit, but his numbers have changed a little bit then, so that's something that our resident test jungler Pawn said that he's excited with the changes.
I would say he's most of the time going to be in a kind of more aggressive duo lane spot. The solo lane is a little bit easier to block out.
the right scaling,
His
he could
doesn't
totally
do
work
quite
with
as
the
much damage to the wave,
counter.
and the turtle's easily blocked. The duo lane, though, has a lot of good tools, and then I think just if you're a really good ricochet user, I think he does have potential to be a jungle guardian, definitely.
Now, are we going to be doing a PTS where people can playtest this guy before he goes live, as well as the other changes going into 4.2?
Yeah, definitely.
Do we know when that's going to be happening?
I don't know
as
when
soon
it'll
as
be
possible.
It might be ready tonight, maybe tomorrow.
Okay, so just keep your eyes
Sometimes
posted.
we wait till Friday if things are. We've been obviously pretty busy lately with all these kind of things, so we'll keep you updated.
As always, you can follow High-Risk Chris, who is the most up-to-date as our producer on when PTS is going to come out.
You can also follow High-Res Ops Team on Twitter, which is not the most glamorous one to follow, but they give you the really detailed information. Yes, they really do.
As it comes out. Well, there's a little look at KUZENBO, sorry. I don't know why I keep wanting to change his name on that, but it's KUZENBO, the king of the Kappa. Now we can listen to his voice pack and his emotes as well, which we've got to come to, so let's hear how this amazing Kappa King will sound. No, we won't.
Kappa, Kappa, Kappa!
There it is.
Kappa, 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 Kappa!
Nice.
Cool as a cucumber. I'm the king of the Kappa. You're not as weak as you look. Just stay right there, Kappa. I won't hurt you. Let's wrestle. Why can't you pickle a seedless cucumber? Infertility! Man, I'm thirsty. Really go for a cappuccino.
Can we get a couple more taunts?
You look strong,
Jeez.
Kappa. I'm gonna kick your butt. I was born in the dankest of streams.
There it is.
Oh, that's a good one. That's my favorite one. That's my favorite one.
See, Papa was so offended by that, he's like, whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the best one.
Now, we did actually show you just at the start there his clap, and I believe he had another emote as well. His clap and wave, right? That's a wave.
That wave was amazing.
Oh, it's back in style. I love it.
Oh gosh.
That's the sort of clap style you want as a Guardian.
What a
main,
character,
as a support
dude.
player.
Yeah.
You want to really spam and make them feel useless.
Yeah,
What
a
a
big
character.
one too. So you just be walking around.
He
even
looks
from
mad
far away,
fun
I can
though,
see
man.
it.
He's gonna be good as long as his numbers
go
are
for him.
fine.
Obviously,
His kit itself is
we
great.
also have on top of
That is
this
a competitive
recolor.
kit.
we're going to be seeing
Oh,
the
cool.
recolor as well. Now the recolor is here on your screen. You have a little
I love that little baby one
Now,
just
as you saw in
biting
the
right into
voice
the
pack as well,
cucumber.
Kappa, historically, through mythology, their favorite food is cucumbers. The other
Right.
way to defeat a Kappa would be to give them a cucumber.
Okay.
You could they even said in myths you would write your name and birth date on it, and then give the cucumber and leave it by the riverbed.
Right.
And then the Kappa would take it, and they would know it was you, and then it would protect you when you were swimming and stuff from any sort of dangers.
Oh, so you wouldn't try and drown you for fun.
They would do that.
It's a
If
pickle
you gave them
god,
a cucumber, maybe
dude!
not.
Oh
So
my
you got the
god!
little,
Confirmed,
maybe
Maddie!
Kappa's here eating a
Season
cucumber,
4
and then you also
Smite!
heard, some
The
references
pickle
in
god!
voice pack,
It's
which is
finally
they have
here,
so much
dude!
fun lore in the Kappas, and we really
Oh,
incorporated
man,
a lot of it
dude.
into the kit this time, and it
It's
just worked out really
confirmed!
well.
It's
Fishman has gone.
confirmed.
Has rejoined us because we're going to end
We're
the
here.
stream with a little bit of Q&A for you guys at home. Obviously, we didn't get
best
to do
part.
much of it last time just because there was so many items and things. It was a 3-hour show.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wanted to listen to us talk more.
No.
Yes.
It's the final countdown. Ba-da-ba-boo. Ba-da-ba-ba-boo. Ba-da-ba-boo. The final countdown.